Downton Abbey has been transformed into a convalescent home for wounded soldiers, and Lady Mary tends to their needs, where one soldier expresses survivors' guilt concerning William's death. Army officers discuss the potential sale of the neighboring estate, Haxby Park, while Lady Edith learns that a wounded Canadian major, Patrick Gordon, wishes to visit Downton due to a family connection. Downstairs, Mrs. Hughes expresses concern about the upcoming marriage of a valet and a maid, and its potential impact on the staff dynamic, just as a new maid, Jane, arrives. Lady Mary, Lady Rosamond, Lord Grantham, Lady Cora, and Violet, the Dowager Countess, discuss the injured soldier's impending return home, and Cora voices her concerns about their rehabilitation, though Violet remains skeptical. Later, Edith encounters a bandaged man claiming to be Major Patrick Gordon, who insists they have met before and that she would recognize his voice, excusing his British accent as a recent development. In the recovery wing, a bandaged soldier claims to be Patrick Crawley, insisting Edith should recognize him from his childhood visits to Downton. But Edith reminds him that Patrick died on the Titanic. Meanwhile, Mrs. Hughes overhears Carson on the telephone with a lawyer and learns that his divorce may be invalid because he withheld payment information from the court, potentially changing their circumstances. Distraught, Carson is comforted by Mrs. Hughes, who assures him that they will be together no matter what. Later, Edith again visits the bandaged soldier, who explains his memory returns in fragments, recounting joining Princess Patricia's light infantry in 1914 after taking the name from a gin bottle and waking after an explosion at Passchendaele with his memories restored. Edith struggles with the man's claim to be Patrick after revealing how much she cared for him. Elsewhere, Mary and Matthew discuss Mary's impending marriage to Carlisle and the possibility of Matthew running Haxby Park. Robert and Carson discuss Mary and Matthew's situation, with Robert concerned about Matthew's future and suggesting it may be time for Lavinia Swire to return to his life. Daisy continues to delay a decision about Thomas's proposal. Thomas plots with O'Brien to acquire black market Russian food. Robert reveals to Mary that Carlisle wants to live at Downton after their marriage, and Mary seeks Robert's advice on the matter. Later, Robert visits the bandaged soldier, now known as Major Gordon, and questions him about his claim, promising to investigate and inform the family. Violet and Isabel discuss the war's impact and the need to help refugees. Finally, in a dressing room, Mary tries to persuade Robert to agree to let Carlisle stay at Downton, but Robert is reluctant. Robert gathers his family to discuss the arrival of Patrick Gordon, a badly burned Canadian soldier claiming to be their presumed dead cousin, Patrick Crawley, which threatens Matthew's position as heir. Edith believes Patrick Gordon knows things only the real Patrick would know, while Mary remains skeptical, especially given Matthew's sacrifices. Sybil jokingly hopes the soldier can walk, while Robert intends to have the claim investigated by his advisor. Meanwhile, Mrs. Hughes learns Major Brian, a suitor of Sybil's, has been killed in battle. Edith spends time with Patrick Gordon, who recounts specific details about Downton, including their governess, Frau Klein, and Edith doesn't reject his touch when he takes her hand. When Anna assists Robert, he acknowledges potential hardships ahead, emphasizing the importance of unity. Downstairs, the servants are informed of the American refugees' arrival, and Carson announces the armistice will begin on November 11, 1918, bringing great joy. Cora informs Violet that the war has changed them, and that she plans to bring an American war refugee to work at Downton, a decision Robert approves of. Bates tells Anna he will delay addressing his legal affairs for now, but Daisy later informs Mrs. Hughes that Bates traveled to London for those matters. Back in the library, Mary remains convinced that Patrick's claim is fraudulent. Edith encourages Major Gordon to not give up hope in finding Peter Gordon. Carson informs Mrs. Hughes about a plan to sell part of the wine cellar. Matthew and Lavinia Swire arrive at Downton, where Lavinia declares her unwavering love for Matthew and insists that she will not be frightened away again. Richard Carlisle arrives late for dinner and aggressively asserts his expectations for his marriage to Mary. Edith learns from a nurse that Major Gordon has left the hospital, leaving a note signed P stating that it was too difficult for him to stay. Edith is heartbroken, but reflects that even though his identity wasn't real, he believed in his story and made her a better person. The family and servants gather as Robert gives a speech about the war ending and the dawn of a new age, urging everyone to remember the sacrifices made. Bates receives a telegram and informs Anna that his wife, Vera, has died.